Hey, Mike the Marketing Medic here, and a bunch of you have been asking for my story about how I helped the Las Vegas drug dealer with his street drug sales. So there I was in Vegas. I'd had a couple of margaritas at Cabo Wabo, tried to help those two Brazilian girls sell their photos on the street. And then as I was going back to my hotel, I passed a guy and he just said, "Coke, marijuana?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Want some Coke? Do you want some marijuana?" I was like, "No, I don't want Coke or marijuana." He's like, "Oh, just asking." I'm like, "Well, does that work for you? You know, just asking people if they want Coke or marijuana?" He's like, "Well, you know, if I ask enough people, I usually get lucky." I was like, "Well, would you like to increase the odds of making a sale?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He thought I was a bit of a nut job, right? I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know the difference between a cold market and a warm market?" And again, he's just looking at me like I'm just some sort of complete whatever. So I was like, "Do you know the difference between a cold market and a warm market?" He's like, "No, what are you talking about?" I said, "You just approached me as though I was a warm market, as though I was out shopping for cocaine or marijuana, which I'm not, okay? So if I'm not shopping for it, what are the odds of you selling it to me?" It's like, "Well, clearly I'm not going to make a sale. You know, I didn't mean to bother you." And I was like, no, wait. "But there is something I am shopping for." He's like, "Oh, what's that?" You know, and I think ecstasy or something. I'm like, no, not drugs. I said, "I'm going to a comedy show." It's like, "Okay." I said, "I have no idea if the comics that I'm going to see are funny or not." It's like, "Right. They're probably, where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want to talk about the comics." I said, "But as a visitor to Vegas, I don't know if the comics I'm going to see are funny or not." I said, "Do you know a way that you could guarantee that those comics be funny?" He's like, "Well, you know, do your research." I'm like, "Okay, let me just tell you the answer." I said, "What if I smoke a little bit of a marijuana before the show? Do you think I will laugh during that show whether the comics are funny or not?" He's like, "Oh, dude, my stuff, you will be laughing your ass off through the entire show." I'm like, "There you go. That's your hook. You're trying to sell me on drugs. I don't want drugs. But what I do want is I want to enjoy a really funny comedy show." And so instead of offering people, you know, just random people like marijuana or cocaine, ask them where you're headed. "Hey man, what are you doing?" You know, and find a way that you can use what you're selling and find a way that your sale could benefit the experience that they have in Vegas. What are people doing in Vegas, right? They're all doing crazy, wacky, insane, barely legal things. And for most of those things, marijuana or cocaine could probably make it better for the right person. So anyway, that's pretty much the story in a nutshell. It was funny. He and I were like leaning back against like this half cement wall, and we were talking about marketing and how he's got to sell the benefit more than the feature, and he was all features focused. So anyway, all these things you can apply to your sales as well. Keep in mind what your client wants, okay? Not what they need, not what the features are. What do they want? What benefit does your product or service provide in the end? That's what you need to sell. You need to sell the benefits and not the feature, okay? Also, you need to address them in the right level of awareness. Are they a cold market? Are they a warm market? Now, if I was looking for cocaine or marijuana and this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you want cocaine or marijuana?" I would say yes, right? So if you know your client is looking for what you're selling, then you could go more direct into that sale. But if they're not looking for what you're selling, then you need to find a way to get them from where they are to where you are. And it's usually not a direct route, okay? You need to sort of find out what they're doing, what they need, and then figure out a way that your product or service can help get them to where they want to be. All right, hope that helps. That's my Las Vegas drug dealer marketing story. Mike Caldwell, Marketing Medic, over and out.